Well, might as well just start talking. Uh, Thank you for joining me. This is BP Baggett. I'm the author of Legends of Aeolyne, Heroes of Aeolyne, and Ivar Blood and Steel. And I am making a quick little video just to share with you all what I'm doing outside of writing. I know a lot of people have a get roadblocks and get writer's block, and they get to the point where they can't write anymore. They get frustrated. It's because we writers we put a lot of work into the worlds that we build, and it can be stressful to the point where we lose track of where we're going. So typically what I do to overcome this is what you see before you. I watch videos on YouTube. I learn how to craft things with my hands, and that kind of takes me away from my writing. But I realized that's what it did. It took me away from my writing. So I wanted to do something that actually kept me close enough to my writing to where for it not to be writing, but still involved in my world. So what I've done is I look to RPG, D&D, Pathfinder, those kind of games, because if you look at those games, they all it is world building. You build a story, you draw maps, you create characters, you create storylines, and for new writers coming in, that's like a good idea to look into. Look at how D&D, Pathfinder, RPG games, look how they work. Try to study how they work, because it'll give you an idea how to craft your own fantasy world. So that's what I've done the past few years, actually since high school, to tell you the truth. So before you see what looks like a fence. It's just toothpicks with corrugated cardboard, and it's going to act like a barrier, so forth. These are little blocks of cardboard cut into pieces. I have yet to finish these. I'll probably be building a few more of these. It's going to be like a wall or steps. So anyway, the main focus of my video right now is these two minis that you see before you. I recently created a tavern, and I realized all I have are PCs, playable characters, and what I need is NPCs, non-playable characters. So I decided I don't have the money to go out and spend, but I do have and for many of those people who know or don't know, this is a two-part epoxy. There's a bunch of variations you can use, sorry, that are out there, but this is the ones that a lot of modelers use to mod or change their figures for like games like Warhammer or Pathfinder or D&D. So I was like, I'm gonna try my hand at creating. Here's some of the cool stuff. Sorry, I don't mean to get off what I was trying to say. You can say you're modeling with some of the stuff, and you have a bunch of it left over, and the project you want to get done is done, and you have some left over. Well, flatten it out, and you can cut shapes out of it in pieces. And so far, I'll show what I did with one of the pieces that I cut. So anyway, What was I? No. So I wanted to create a character using the model in clay, and I made this guy, Jim the Cleaver. And with him, I used a wood armature. In other words, I cut up sticks, and I put one for each leg, and then I put one piece in the middle, built up the center. Get my hand in here. Pointer. So I built up the center here with chopped up pieces. I super glued them together now all at the top. And then I went in and just kind of layered on the green stuff to give him this effect of pot belly effect. And on the back, the bunched up shirt, sleeves rolled up. So that's what I did, and I was pretty happy with it. I am happy with it. I'm shocked of, if you put your mind to something, you sit and you think about how it could be done, you'll figure it out. You'll figure out ways how to do it. So, just a size comparison to a GW model. I mean, the quality is probably not the best comparison, but in size, it's fairly close, I believe. I mean, it looks pretty good to me. I mean, anyway. So then I decided, I need something else. I need someone else to tag along or interrupt or interact with the players. So I made her. Have not decided what to name her yet. Still on the fence for that one. But I mean, she's a little bit shorter. Well, not by much, but she's a little bit shorter. Oh, come on. My phone is not liking something. It's not liking the lighting. I'll be taking pictures of this. They'll be up on my Instagram. Pictures of her. So, with her, I did something different with her. It's because my hand's in the way. So I change the camera angle. So with her, I sculpted the whole body. At first, I used this thing. I put the wire armature in here. I used wire on this one, which I don't have it handy to show you which wire I used, which I do apologize. I probably should have grabbed that and made it handy. I know someone's going to ask me what gauge I used. It was a thin gauge. That's all I know. Sorry, guys. So the only thing that's not sculpted by me are the arms, the sword, and the head. The head kind of sculpted by me because I cut it down. I shaved it down to look more female-ish. But everything else I sculpted. And when I told you can cut up flattened out green stuff, so originally, focus on the mini. Originally, this piece here was not on the arm. and it's a piece of armor that I put on. So what I did is I had leftover green stuff. I flattened it out to where it was a thin piece. And when it's thin pieces like this, you can mold it and move it around and so forth. So I cut it thin, put it on there, and made it look like a worn down pauldron. On this side, I just gave her like a elbow. I don't even know what that's called. Covers the elbow. So on the next one I make, I'll probably use more of that because I like the way it looks. I'll probably make a fully armored person. But yeah, so she was made. Let's put her here. Just to give you a size comparison to a GW. She's a tad bit smaller. But I feel like she can fit the part. Because men are generally bigger. So, but hey. That's a good one. That's a good picture there. Anyhow, just want to quickly show you this and some of the other stuff I've made. So, I also would need. Oh, this guy here. He's a had a blank. He's a Wizard of the Coast figure, or was he a Bones? Can't remember. One of those two. Maybe you guys can tell me which one he is. This shield is not originally supposed to be with him. He's supposed to have a dagger in that hand. I cut it out, and I thought the shield looked better, so I put the shield there. Shield is from Warhammer Fantasy. So I recently saw a video from Black Magic Craft, and I liked it. I liked the idea. So this is where the whole sculpting a miniature came from, was from him. So he gave me the idea of making your own miniatures. So I made these stone golems. He made was a ice golem. They made it look like ice. So I wanted to make stone and earth golems. So, and what I did is I used rocks from outside and a GW head that I cut down because I don't know how to sculpt heads. And used rocks, super glue, and baking soda. Baking soda acts like a accelerant to the super glue, and it hardened it up, and gave it this really cool texture. I like this one. I used an Ogren's head for that one. That fit pretty nicely. So now my characters have someone to fight when they go into a cavern or an old ruins, or they go fight a druid or something. But yeah, so here is what I done, and this is something that helps me to formulate and use it as a giant storyboard that I can touch and physically move around instead of actually having to print and erase and all that stuff. Anyway, I hope you guys liked this video. Please like and subscribe, make comments, suggestions, and so forth. I do appreciate it all. It does help me out. So always keep your mind on the crafting and keep your imagination going. All right, guys, have a good night, and see you later.